Why is it that humans assign meaning to things? Like, genuinely think about it for a second. Why does one object become just an object, while another becomes something you could never throw away? Why does one place feel completely normal while another somehow feels like home? Why do some moments disappear from our memory almost instantly, while another stays with us forever? I've been thinking a lot about this lately. Because humans are weird, like really weird when you stop and think about it. We take places and songs, people, objects, experiences, and somehow attach them to emotion. And after enough time passes, those things almost stop feeling like, in quotes, things at all. They become memories and comfort and pieces of us. And I think that's one of the most fascinating things about being human. I think also that one of the best examples of this is places, because technically speaking, place is just a place, right? But if you zoom out far enough, it's just buildings, trees, and roads, or even, I guess, blocks in Minecraft world, but somehow humans turn places into something emotional. And I also think that Disneyland could be one of the best examples of this. Like, think about it. Why does Disneyland feel like such a magical place to so many people? And it feels actually magical. Because logically, it's just another place, but it doesn't feel like another place. And I think that's because humans naturally attach emotion to experiences, and Disneyland understands this perfectly. Everything is designed around emotion. The music, the smells, the colors, the lighting, the atmosphere, the excitement, and over time, your brain connects all of those little things together, like the smell of popcorn, the castle, the nighttime lights, even just feeling the way you feel when you walk through the entrance, and suddenly, boom, the place becomes more magical than the place itself. It becomes a feeling. And I think humans do this consistently as well, without even realizing it. As an example, take songs. Have you ever noticed how a certain song instantly transports you back into a specific moment of your life, and suddenly you're not even listening to music anymore? Suddenly you're remembering. And I think that's such a crazy thing that we're able to do, because we don't just experience life while it's happening. We store things like songs and places and smells and conversations and objects and random moments that we never even thought we'd remember. Even if you take a Minecraft world, for example, and I know that kind of seems silly to some, but genuinely, there are Minecraft worlds that I could log into and instantly remember just who I was, what I was thinking about, the music that I listened to, possibly while building some of the things, who I played with, what it felt like back then, the nostalgia of it, and suddenly it's not just blocks anymore. It's a memory. And I really do think that that's just beautiful, because I think humans naturally crave meaning. We want to matter. We want things to matter. We want our experiences to matter. We want our relationships to matter, our lives to matter. And honestly, I think that's one of the most human things about us. Even sentimental objects work this way too. Why is it that one random object, like I said at the beginning, suddenly become impossible to get rid of? To someone else, it might look meaningless, but to you, it represents something. Maybe it represents a person or a memory or a season of your life or a different version of yourself. And eventually, that object isn't what matters anymore. It's actually what it represents. And I think that this also explains why two people can experience the exact same thing and feel completely different about it. Because experience itself isn't the only thing that matters. Perspective matters too. The mood matters, the emotion matters, the timing matters. And as an example, my family likes to go to this same place every single year. It's the same people, the same traditions, the same environment, but every year, for some reason, feels a little bit different to me. And eventually, the more that I pondered on this, the more I actually realized the thing that was changing wasn't the place, it was me. It was how I was feeling. It was what season of life I was in, or what emotions I carried into the experience. And that makes me wonder, like, how much of life is reality and how much of it is actually perception, right? Because your brain changes everything. The mood you're in can completely change the emotional feeling of a moment. And that's why gratitude changes people so much, not because it instantly changes your circumstances, but because it changes the way you experience them. And perspective might honestly be one of the most powerful things that humans have, because perspective can turn a normal moment into a meaningful memory, and a hard experience into growth, or a random friendship into something life-changing. And I don't think that people talk about enough how emotional nostalgia actually is. It's such a weird thing. It's happy and heartbreaking at the exact same time because you're remembering something beautiful while also at the same time realizing it no longer matters in the exact same way anymore. And I think that's why certain memories can hurt in such a strange way, not because they were bad per se, but because they mattered so much. And I think that's one of the saddest realizations about growing up. It's realizing that moments don't seem as important while they're happening. Most of the time, you don't know you're in them. The good old days, as people say, until later. And honestly, I think that's another one of the weird things about this life, is that sometimes you suddenly realize a moment matters while it's happening. Like, has that ever happened to you where those moments are kind of just heartbreaking, I guess, in a way, but also not because you're in them and you are aware of the time passing in real time and you're just in that moment and you suddenly think, oh, this is going to be a memory someday. And no matter how badly you want to freeze time, you just can't. And that's another reason that humans assign meaning to things, because deep down, we are scared of life passing by unnoticed. Think about how often humans try to preserve moments. We have pictures and videos and songs, journals, we collect souvenirs, we have voice messages, we take Minecraft screenshots, or we can go back and look at old worlds or random objects that we keep for absolutely no logical reason. Like, why do we do that? Why are humans so obsessed with preserving things? And back to the beginning of that thought, I think it's because deep down we are trying to hold on to proof that something mattered, proof that we mattered. And maybe this is also why humans create things. Maybe that's why we create things like the music or art or stories or Minecraft videos. Builds or create experiences with other people, because creating something is almost like saying, I was here and I did this and I made a mark on the world. And I know that sounds a little bit dramatic, but genuinely, I think that humans naturally just want to leave pieces of ourselves behind somewhere. And that actually leads me into the next thought that I had, which is the thought of the SMP. I have been, as you guys might know, have been thinking about the SMP a lot lately. And from the outside, it probably just looks like a lot of people playing Minecraft, but emotionally, it became so much more to me than that, because slowly over time, over these last few months, those moments stopped feeling like, in quotes, just gaming, and it started feeling more like making memories and making real friendships and real experiences and real emotions. And there was genuinely just a moment that I keep going back to, and it was the moment where I just sat there realizing, wait a minute, this actually means something to me. Like, it really actually means something to me. All of those friends and memories and new experiences and emotions that I was feeling, it was actually real. And it was actually something that I felt so deeply and am so grateful for. And honestly, that realization kind of scared me a little bit, because the second that that thing became meaningful to me, it also became vulnerable a bit, because I care more now, and I would care if I lost it, and it affects me emotionally more now, and it matters in a good way. And I think that's why we sometimes avoid, say, attachment too, because like I said, attachment requires vulnerability, and to care deeply about something is to accept the possibility of maybe losing it someday. Maybe that's why we are way more emotionally driven than we pretend to be. In some cases, we act like life is all logical and planning and structured and having frameworks and things like that. But realistically, most humans are chasing feelings. We all, at the end of the day, want to just feel happy. We want to feel connection and love and meaning and comfort and purpose and belonging, and we want to feel alive. And I think that that's just so beautiful, and it's amazing to me, because the fact that moments don't last forever is exactly what makes them meaningful in the first place. Like, imagine if every moment lasted forever. We wouldn't appreciate things the same way. And also, would nostalgia even exist? I don't think so. I think that that's what gives life emotional weight, and it's the fact that it keeps moving and keeps going whether we want it to or whether we don't. And it's terrifying sometimes, but also, like I said, kind of strangely beautiful. And I think that we as humans spend way too much time trying to avoid feeling things just in general too deeply. We seem detached or unaffected and act like things don't matter. But I think that's strength. I think that's real strength, is allowing yourself to care, and it's allowing yourself to love those people and to love those experiences, those moments, and just life itself, life in general, even though we know that that is temporary, because that's one of the best parts of being human. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to feel connected to this experience that we all call life before it slips away and before it's gone. We're all just trying to live. We're all just trying to do our best and enjoy life and enjoy all these moments as they come. So I think that the real question is not why is it that humans assign meaning to things, and not why do we get attached, but I feel like the real question is how do we actually enjoy the moment and experiences and time that we are in and that we are living right now, even though we know that it is going to pass whether we like it or not.